Hello everyone, welcome to Bargain Gaming, where we can play excellent games without busting our wallets. We are starting a brand new game of Romance of the Three Kingdoms number 14. We just finished Warlords, and that was our gameplay tutorial. It was actually, I would say the scenario was average in terms of difficulty, because we still had a number of cities that were open that are contiguous to each other. In this case, we had Suchang, which was actually a big city, and then we had Wan and Xinye and what's the other one? Xiangyang, very close to each other. And also we could have started in the south. So this is, I would say, well, it was a good scenario for a gameplay tutorial. Ideally, what we should have done was use the very first, very first scenario. This one is, we have so many open cities here, and it would be an excellent place to learn how to play the game. But we put some challenge to ourselves, and that's why we took the third scenario, which I wish we did not, because this is the only scenario on the historical ones where we would have been allowed to play as Lü Bu. Since we have finished that already, I would love to play Lü Bu, but we've finished the scenario, and the other scenarios don't have it. But after we completed Warlords, it opened up another new scenario, and this is called Gathering of Heroes. In here, we can, all of the heroes of the land, all the warlords during the Three Kingdoms are introduced. And here, we can play Lü Bu. He is in Xiaobi. So this is another scenario we can play, but all of them, like, everybody is starting out on the same footing. In terms of number of cities, in terms of gold, they're all equivalent, very close to each other. Not equivalent, some of them have a few more soldiers, some have a few more resources, but all of them start with just one city. And all the heroes of the land, Dongzhuo, Hejin, all of them, Liu Du, Zhang Yi or something, all of those, Mengde, all of them have one city each, and it would be like a free-for-all. So that is, but this is not part of the historical gameplay. This is just an added scenario given to us because we finished the Warlord scenario. But if we are assuming, if we go forward, this one, the Battle of Guandu, will be a lot more challenging, simply because there are two stages to this game. We can play way to the south in Jiangnan, or in the Wuling and Lingling area, and we will only be dealing with Liu Biao to the north and Shizi to the south. And if we play in Jiannan, Jianing and Yunnan, the only neighbor we will be dealing with will be Liu Zhang to the north. But if we want to be close to where the power is, we can play in the Central Plains, which is Shaochun and Runan. They're close to each other. They're the only contiguous cities close to each other. But they are in they're lateral. So from in the middle of the map, from the far right, that's Guangling, and then to its left is Shaochun, and to southwest of Shaochun is Runan, and to the slightly west of Runan is Xinye, and to the northwest of Xinye is Xiangyang. So that one, if we play there, to the north of us is Cao Cao. To the northeast of us is Liu Bei. To the south of us is Sun Quan. Sun Quan. And to the south of us is Liu Biao. We will be squeezed in the middle. And I think that is the very hard scenario. The other thing we can do is we look at the other scenarios. If we go into 3 visits, based on the gameplay, again, the free cities are and there are no contiguous cities except in the southwest part, which is Jianing and Yunnan, and they are very small cities. So anywhere else, it's almost like literally suicide, because Guangling or even Jinyang in the north, those two cities will be swallowed up. We will be, if we start our kingdom, our warlord there, we will immediately be zerged to death by Cao Cao. He has so many cities, he has so many troops, so many generals. So starting with a 3 visit scenario, it is almost impossible. And then the assault on Hanzhong, this is literally impossible. There are only 3 single cities, and we will be zerged to death. So if we start as our separate warlord, and then of course the last one is just as hard. We just have 3 or 4 single cities that are open, and Guangling is definitely death. Jinyang to the north of Cao Cao is also death. Wu Wei to the northwest of Cao Cao is also death, because yeah, we're Cao Cao. Cao Cao has, by that time, we'll have over 300 maybe officers and like close to 1 million in terms of troops. And then in the south we have only I think Jiaoqi city open, and we will be crushed easily by Sun Ce. So these scenarios we cannot play as independent. I think the one that gives us with a relatively hard scenario would be the Battle of Guandu. The 3 visits like that, this one will be, I think, next to impossible unless we start at the southwest, way to the bottom. But then we will, and then it depends on how the 3 kingdoms are reacting to each other. So that one would be worth playing. But I think that would be, because if we're playing Yong'an, we will be swallowed by Liu Biao very quickly. If we're playing at Xiangyang, we will be swallowed by zerged by Cao Cao definitely. Guangling definitely is Cao Cao, and Sun Quan will zerg us, and then up north Jinyang we will immediately be zerged by Cao Cao. So there's no way we can play that. The only way I can see us any chance, even slight possibility of chance, is to play the southwest one. So let's do Guangdu. This is relatively, we can play the relatively normal one by doing it in the south, or we can do the middle one, which is relatively hard. Okay, let's see, introduce our own select all. No, not all. This time we will take out Kublai, the Japanese people, Oda and party. So we'll take out these guys, the Genghis Khan and the Nobunaga's people out. So that will just leave us all ancient China people, and then we will create an original force. And then we will play. So this is, see, when we look at this, Shaochun is small, Guangling is small, Runan is small, Xinye is small, while if we look at the north, Suchang is already large, and then Qianliu is medium, Buyang is medium, and then he controls Luoyang, which is small, and also controls Chang'an, which is large. So this, we have a real problem up north if we start anywhere close to Cao Cao, and then and in the northeast we will have Liu Bei, which controls 2 cities, Xiaobei and Xiabi. And then way to the north, this will be the fight between between Cao Cao and Yuan Shao. And then in the south we will be the possibility of being zerged by Sun Ce, because he will be trying to get to the northern part, Guangling and Shaochun. So we will be, and then to our direct south will be Liu Biao. So that's why if we start here, I would consider this to be a very hard scenario, because we can be zerged by either any of these four parties can zerg us, and because we are starting as a small city, and we will have only about 5,000 gold and 10,000 troops. So anyway, now if we start here in the south, which is Wuling, Lingling, and Guiyang, we can quickly expand down, right? And we will only have to deal with Liu Biao, which is not very aggressive, and Shizi is aggressive, but he doesn't have really good generals. So we can easily take these three, and so this would be, I would say, a normal difficulty if we start down here. But if we start up here, I would consider it's very hard. Anyway, let's see how it works out. See, this small, and because small, we cannot. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's pick the old purple. Okay, and then let's position all the original officers. Let's position them here. So now we have the issue of okay, and then let's start. And here we will see that Cao Cao has 36,500 gold, has 180,000 supplies, and 87,000 troops, right? And he's starting with 5 cities and has 76 active generals. Liu Bei, so Cao Cao has a difficulty rating of 2. Liu Bei has a difficulty rating of 3, but he starts with 2 cities. Starts with 20,000 troops and 40,000 supplies and 9,000 gold. So, and then Sun Ce has also 2 difficulty. So Liu Bei has a slightly harder difficulty. So Sun Ce is easier. He has 53,000 troops as against 87 and 20,000. And 109 supplies and 24,900 gold. So a lot of gold. Now Yuan Shao is the easiest because he has 7 cities and 174,000 troops, tons of supplies, tons of gold. Liu Biao is same. Oh, how come he has 3 difficulty rating? That's not correct. That can't be true. Oh, and he has 39 active officers. Cao Cao has 76. Yuan Shao has 55. So Cao Cao has a lot of very good generals. And then Ma Tang has a 3 difficulty. He's starting out with 32,000 troops with 3 cities. Liu Zhang is 2 difficulty because he is very remote. So in terms of troops, they have 14,000. And we look at our guy, our warlord, we have only 5,000 gold, the smallest among all of them. We have only 10,000 troops and 30,000 supplies, and we have 1 city, and we have only 29 officers. So Cao Cao has 76. We have 29. So I would consider our difficulty rating here, I would say between 4 and 5. This guy definitely, he's a 4, he has 2 cities. This guy is definitely 5 because he's starting with 1 city, and he is like us. He is occupying 1, but he's surrounded on 2 sides by Cao Cao and Liu Biao at the bottom. Cao Cao to the north, Liu Biao at the bottom. But he has 5,700 gold and 18,000 soldiers. So he has a slightly, so his rating is 5. His problem is he has only 3 officers. This guy also has a rating of 5, and he's way up north, and he is compressed or being oppressed by Yuan Shao. So he has this. I would consider this to be the most difficult. So I would say we would have the second highest difficulty after that guy in Xiangping. Anyway, I think we might be zerged to death because we have only 10,000 troops. No matter what kind of quality of our officers are, we face a lot of problems. Anyway, Let's try this. I'm not confident about this. So we'll put it normal difficulty. We'll activate. Soldiers heal normal. Suggestions yes. Disasters few. Killed in action few. Lifespan none. Present. Yeah, I don't want to deal with people dying of old age after we just take them over. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, wow, that's 5,000 gold, 30,000 supply. We will be killed, and that also limits our ability to remember on our northwestern side is Cao Cao.
因董卓之乱而割据一方的群雄几经交锋，相继被淘汰出了历史的舞台。在河北，袁绍击败了宿敌公孙瓒，战斗力已然傲视群雄。在中原，曹操拥立献帝，把持了朝政。 经过激战，击败吕布、袁术等人，扩大了势力。就这样，袁绍和曹操这两大势力隔着黄河，南北各据一方，展开对峙。天下皆知，此次决战的胜者，便是日后的霸主。另一方面， 此时在江东，小霸王孙策正在积极备战。在天下瞩目于袁绍和曹操之时，他一直在虎视眈眈地觊觎着进军中原的时机。汉建安5年，决定成败的战斗开始了。
So we are sandwiched. Right now there are it is like a precursor to the Three Kingdoms. There are two kingdoms instead Liu Bei is not there, but Yuan Shao is there, and Yuan Shao is more powerful than Cao Cao. And then there is Cao Cao, which is the middle guy, and then we have the southern guy, which is Sun Ce. And we are currently sandwiched among all of them. So that would be I'm trying to say, let's say, and the reason why I want to start a Shaochun is because then we have access to the generals that will be popping up in the central region, which is Zhongyuan, and that's why I want Shaochun and Runan. But if we were starting in Wuling and Lingling, it'll be a little easier. I mean, the difficulty will ratchet down to normal, but we will not have access to really good generals. You know, the converse of being in Zhongyuan is also true in the sense that our generals are poachable by those three people. Sun Ce has very high, or Sun Quan has very high charisma. Liu Bei has very high charisma, and Cao Cao has very high charisma, and they all three of them have high charisma and high caliber charisma generals who can poach our own generals. So we can poach theirs, and the vice versa is also true. They can poach ours. So that makes this scenario really, really difficult. And we don't have gold, right? So we cannot. So it's hard for us to have. That's the reason why I cut out the Nobunaga contingent and the Genghis Khan contingent, because we don't have the gold to support a large officer base. We will have to survive based on the officers we have, and then what the officers we can get over time. Okay, before we begin, let us explain our army's objectives. Okay, this is... Yeah, that's ours. Okay, we can expand and conquer. Okay, we know this. We've gotten this. Okay, before we do anything, let me save this. Because we have very, very big decisions to make at this point in time. We know that to our left, Runan is currently empty. But if we send any troops over there to take over Runan, we have only 10,000 troops in our home city, and so we have the potential of being zerged by anybody, even at current level. Suchang is considered a large city. He has 14,000. So if we weaken our city by say half, like we send 5,000 out to take Runan, so Suchang can either take Runan or Shaochun, and or Cao Cao takes over Runan, and then people from down here, 15,000, can come up and pick us off because we have only 5,000 soldiers left. So right now, or even Liu Bei, he has 12,000 here and 8,000 here. So we are really in a tight spot. I didn't realize. I think the difficulty rating here, I think, should ratchet up to hardest, as hard as the guy in Xiangping. In the sense that because we need to split our forces if we intend to expand quickly. The problem with Xiangping, he has no choice but to really develop his own, and he has 19,000. Wow, we have the least soldiers there. So we have 10,000. Okay, so right now I'm in a quandary. Do we take Runan? Definitely we want to take Runan. Do we want also to take Xinye? You know, Xinye is also... So all three are considered small cities. The thing is that if we have control of 3, and we can survive the first year, and then we have a great chance of winning this game. If we get zerged, then it's game over. Okay, so let's see if we can. Let's see if we can. Let's take a gamble. So right now we can appoint, say, title to just one guy. Let's give it first to, I think, let's we give it Sui Long, or wait, I want to see if we march Sui Long. Does he have Crane? Yes, he has Crane, and okay. Okay, so let me give him a title first. Because once he's out there, again, this is something that I find is a little, that can they improve on, is if we give him a title, if he's out in the field, we cannot give him a title. Okay, but the thing is that if we give him a title, his stipend goes up to 20 rather than 40 before. And so that's more expensive right now, and I'm trying to conserve our gold. Right now it's 10. Okay, so say we okay that, and then what we can do is we can march him out. I think what we will try to do is we will try to take Runan and Xinye. In the past, we had him take control Xinye, and yep, he was very successful controlling it. In fact, he was able to make the city a large city even before Suchang became one. So we can march Sui Long out. And we'll use the Crane. We'll give him 6,000. Okay. And so they'll leave 4,000 in our base. So his job is to take this, relay, and then come take this. Attack. So right now we have very few commands available to us. We have only 10. So the other one that we need to make first is the appointment of an admin person. Should we get a warlord? Zhang Liang would be good because I think Zhang Liang would be good, right? Or should we use this? Yan Yuhun. That's what we did in the past. So that's our second decision. And then I think we need to populate our base. You know what? Okay, let me. Yeah, our timer went off, so let me think as to what we will do, and then in the next episode, I will go over what I decided to do. Okay. Let me cut the episode right here. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you join me in the next episode. Bye.